Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. He's Mike Brenner. We are the Odds Couple. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com. This is Week 7 in the NFL. This is our opening line show that we do every Monday.
Hey, have you ever heard the saying that golf is a stress relief?
No. Is it?
It is. You never golf? We were just talking about you at the golf course because I just did a Periscope. We went to a driving range here in Costa Rica. I did so shitty in my NFL picks and my college, I literally had to get away and just do something different. And you know what? I felt good. I was hitting the ball straight. I was hitting it long. Hell, I hit one 400 yards. I swear to God, 386 yards. Almost
Very
400.
nice. No,
Yeah.
that's great. Well, Mike Brenner.
But now maybe I can straighten out my picks because I straightened out my swing.
Look, you did go 1-6
I don't
in
wanna
the
talk about that
NFL last
number.
week, but you know that it's only 7 games. That
I
can
know,
happen.
but
The
still,
question
Pete.
is that something fundamental or is it just a fluke, a random
Well,
thing?
Pittsburgh, I think a lot of people lost on Pittsburgh. I'm not the only one, but
Yeah.
I could have been sharp in a couple other spots. And you know what, Pete? I don't gloat when I win, and I own it when I lose. I owe my viewers a better week next week, so I look back already. What could I have done better? All right, I got to remain teachable, and I feel really good about this week, and I'm going to start with a pick tonight. So,
Okay, sounds good.
yeah, I am. I'm
really?
going against
Wow,
the team I
okay.
said I'll never use again, the Arizona Cardinals, because I just read an unbelievable article
Really?
about Bruce Arians. Oh my God, bro! You talk about laying the strap to your
Really?
team. Yes.
All right. Well, last week in the NFL, I went 4-1, which
Yes,
is
you did.
nice.
Come on,
the
man.
Sharps went. The Sharps, according to Brent, went. Actually, they went 5-3, but since one of those was actually, I mean, this just shows you. You know, Brent told us that he took a big sharp play on Green Bay on the money line, and that one
Wow.
lost easily.
Wow.
So you know,
Never
and
in
this is
it.
a sharp guy. You know,
Yeah.
if that guy was sitting right next
Pete,
to
the
us,
bottom
yeah.
line at the end of the day, the Sharps are the ones that really just control what they do. They're disciplined.
Yes.
And you know what? If that's a sharp pick and then your record,
Right.
then what's the next word? What's sharper than sharp?
Yeah,
Because that's
Brent-
what
yeah,
you are.
Brent says that too. He's like the big difference. Well, first of all, the Sharps have a big bankroll.
Yeah.
Second of all, they have discipline.
That's
you know,
true. That's
and,
true.
And you know,
but
they
remember
don't-
the 1 week, 3 weeks? I think I went 6-1. The Sharps
right.
were like 3-4 or
know,
something. So you know, hey,
all that matters is how things shake out in the end. All right,
And
so,
bounce back.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. NFL Week 7, Mike Brenner. I think there might be 1 or 2 picks that I'm going to give, but
One
let's
or
start
two.
with
That means 7 or 8.
No, that means really
come
1 or
on.
2. There's 3 or 4 more that I'm thinking about, but you tell it. Yeah, look, listen. About half an hour ago, we were talking about how the Monday night game was a total 10-foot pole. Now
Sure.
you're saying you're going to go on it.
Yep.
Okay.
I
what's your
literally,
pick?
on the way to the golf course, I was reading, because I'm in the back seat just chilling. I'm doing my research, bro. I want to break it down. Bruce Arians apparently had, they had an off week.
Yes.
Right? Bruce Arians had a come to Jesus meeting with this team, and literally, from what I was told, it wasn't pretty. It was very loud, and you could hear a pin drop. He had the attention of everybody in that locker room. And if I'm correct, last year when we started working together, you were also a Bruce Arians fan.
Oh,
as
I'm
far
still
as
a Bruce
coach.
Arians fan. Yeah.
So
It's just,
if
does he have the personnel?
Exactly.
That's the
And if
question.
he speaks, I think they listen. And I think tonight, because of who they're facing, all right, that team's on a downward spiral.
Yep,
Let's just get
yep,
real.
They have some personnel issues as well. They have a great front seven, though.
They do have a great front seven, but you got to remember, and I had to remind myself, this is the same Cardinals team that was pretty close to could have went all the way last year as far as making it to the Super
That was
Bowl.
when they were 1 year younger, all of them.
No doubt, no doubt. But I do think this week off, all right, this is what I like. And Arians literally said they had the best practices that they have had. And after this come to Jesus meeting with the players, he said he felt better than he has felt since he took this job.
Really?
So with that being said, Pete, I got the first half. Give me the best line, baby.
All right. I actually, I'm so shocked that you're doing
Yeah.
this that I don't even have the first half pulled
yeah,
up
I
here.
understand
don't have
it.
the
I'm
internet.
shocked.
So I'm assuming it'll be 4, maybe 4.5.
Yes,
but,
well, 4.5 is what I was
We'll
told.
we'll go out and I will give you the best line right after
Okay.
we do this video that I can find here at SBRodds.com.
And again, Pete, if I go off of emotion and momentum, sometimes it goes south. But if I had not read this
yeah.
article and then him saying we've had the best practice we've had, you know what? That speaks volumes to me because he was pissed off. This guy literally is not happy with what's happening. So I think tonight this team straightens it out. at home.
I mean, one thing you do is you identify certain coaching tendencies of various coaches, positive or negative. I absolutely look for the same things, and I'm with you. I have Bruce Arians solidly
Yep,
in my
solid.
coaches that I like to bet on in certain spots. It's just, Fitzgerald, they're all
I know.
older there. And then
I know, but Fitzgerald he's having a good year. He's having a good year.
I know, but okay.
I know.
All right,
I'm
so,
on it,
so
baby.
you're on just the first half, not the full
Yes,
game.
just the first half. I think they got to do it early, baby.
All right, that's interesting because you have gotten burned a few times with
course.
teams that have covered big spreads but didn't cover in the first half.
I have, Pete,
you
and
know,
I'm not kidding you. I've had to reevaluate my first half strategy because of that. But I just think this is the edge because of what I read. I think they're going to start out early. I think they're going to have a 2-touchdown lead at halftime.
All right, well, that goes official for you, Mike
Yes.
Brenner. Then let's look at the other games. Now, let's start things off. We'll have a little fun here because there's one pick that I am
We
going to
always
give.
have fun.
I mean, this one is just one of those, like, it's so much of a no-brainer that I almost feel like it's bordering onto sucker bet territory
Uh-oh.
because it's so obvious.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not probably not what you're thinking, but Tampa Bay's off a bye, right? San Francisco went all the way to Buffalo. We thought maybe at least I thought maybe Kaepernick would inject some life into him. That didn't happen.
No.
Now they're coming all the way back to home to play Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay's just a 1.5 or 2-point road favorite right now. Actually, at bookmaker and DSI, it's -1.5. At 5 times even -1,
You're going to go on
so
Tampa.
I'm going to take Tampa Bay.
I'm not going to blame you
-1.5.
because guess what happened?
What
Chip
happened?
Kelly has just had an altercation with the GM.
Really?
Didn't take him long. What are we, 5-6 games deep or whatever? He's already having an altercation and a disagreement, and this GM is trying, and now they're not speaking. And guess they're coming on. I'm telling you right now, you might be on the right side, and Chip Kelly might be thinking about going back to Oregon because they need a coach.
I looked into this last night, and I said, it's so obvious that it's got to be a trap play, but then I looked into it more, and I was like, no, it's so obvious
I love
that it's
it.
actually a good play, or at least a play that I'm willing to take a loss with.
Sure,
if it loses.
exactly. If that one loses, you could say, all right, I'm okay with that. And you know what? Winston, after he comes off a bye week, and I know he's only been in the league, 2 years, he does very well, so look out.
And it's just San Francisco looks like you're in such disarray. All right, and then one other pick I'll give. I'll only get to it right now because we mentioned it in the Periscope that we did this morning, and it's actually moved, which is a little bit surprising.
Really?
But San Diego at Atlanta. Now, Atlanta, of course, awesome team, right?
Yes.
Coming
There's no
off
doubt.
2 tough road
On
games,
the road,
right, where
yeah.
they played well,
takes
but
a lot out of you.
it's tough. And San Diego, we know the deal with them. They're a team that kind of disappoints when it comes to winning games, but they have talent and they hang in
and
games.
they're always in
Right.
the game.
Yeah.
They're always in the game.
And the Doug Upstone pick when it was against the Raiders was just the perfect illustration of that. It just seemed like you didn't want to touch San Diego, and they did actually lose the game, but they still got the cover more than a field
and
goal.
then finally they put 4 quarters together,
Right.
Pete. They look good. So what are your thoughts on
So
this?
I'm taking San Diego. It was 6.5. I bet it at 6.5. Now at bookmaker and bet DSI, it's all the way up to 7 -115. So I'm taking San Diego +7 -115 for my second.
Well, there
opening line
was some
pick of the day.
defensive line issues for Atlanta after Sunday, so that may be why that line moved. I think there might be 1, if not 2 guys out. That could be it.
For San Diego.
No.
For Atlanta, who's out?
Yeah.
Well, if they're out for Atlanta, then
Why'd it go up? Giving them
yeah.
7?
Right.
They're giving
7.
San Diego.
Who had the defensive line issues?
San Diego has 2 defensive men that
okay,
are on the
okay,
defensive
okay.
line, even though they're coming off the big. I might have said Atlanta, and that was my mistake, but
Right.
it's San Diego. Maybe that's why the line moved up.
That could be. It's just the spot.
I bet it has to be because they came off a very good performance on defense, Pete, San Diego. So if that line moved that much, it's got to be injury related. And I heard there were 2 questionable in the front
All
line.
right. Well, I might pull this one later in the week, but as of right now, I will give it +7 -115.
I wouldn't talk you
which
off
is a
that because you know
bookmaker
what?
line.
2 close losses like that on the road, when you're trying to prove yourself again after years of being mediocre, that'll take a lot out of you, Pete.
All right, Mike Brenner, do you have any other picks that you want
Yes,
to give
I
for
do.
the opening?
Absolutely.
All right, let's hear. What do you like here?
You got the Minnesota Vikings going to Philadelphia. You don't think Sam Bradford has this game circled? Circled?
You think so, huh?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And I think really the Philadelphia Eagles are just not being exposed because they're a good team, but they're not the best and great team.
Right.
I don't think they're a top 5. All right, and this is my team. I bleed Philly red. I mean green. But I got to go with the Vikings here, Pete. I got to go with them for the game, -2.5.
Well, we're going to give you -2. Bookmaker and bet DSI -2,
I mean, that
-110.
defense is real. They're the real deal.
See, this is similar to the other game, to the Tampa Bay game. I was looking at that. It was like Minnesota's obviously the play here.
Yeah.
But then I looked into a little bit more, and I was like, you know what? This one actually might be a trap. I mean, Minnesota.
And I
Vikings
don't think so either because I think Philadelphia really expected to win at Washington, and I think a lot of the experts, a lot of the sharps, everybody else. And guess what? All right, they just literally made mental mistakes that they didn't do in the first 4 weeks. Pete, I'm telling you, I think this team's going to get beat this week. I think Minnesota and Coach Zimmer are the real deal. And
think so?
Bradford has every reason to keep doing what he's doing, which is nothing but win. This team's coming off a bye.
They got a lot of guys on injured reserve, though. You know that,
that's
right? They got
okay.
injured.
Yeah,
You know
but
they
they're deep.
signed Jake Long, and he's a guy, a 31-year-old guy who was great when he was healthy. But
he comes from a
probably
good daddy, Chuck Long.
I'm just saying he's probably going to be starting.
Howie Long,
on their offensive line. They're banged up on the
All right,
offensive
but
line.
how does Philadelphia deal with that loss yesterday, Pete?
You're right.
Honestly,
You're right.
That's 2 in a row, and this is a team for a minute was thinking maybe we are invincible. Now I'm going
All right.
Vikings because
All
of
I'm
coaching.
saying, I looked into the Tampa
and I
Bay game
get
and I
that.
said, "Is this a trap?" And I decided no. And I looked at this one and I said, "Is this a trap?" I said, "Possibly."
Okay.
But
Yeah. And I respect that,
You're
but I'm
taking
going with it.
Minnesota -2. All
Minus
right.
2 on the
Sounds
game.
good. They've
Yep.
certainly been flat out awesome. 5-0 against spread so far,
Yes.
of course, for Minnesota. Is that the only opening line you want to give?
Nope, I got one
Okay,
one
let's
other
hear it.
that
Let's
involves.
hear it.
It's one game. I'm going Patriots, baby. I am
That was the game I was
absolutely
going to ask you about.
And I got to. I just think the momentum's too strong right now. Tom Brady at 39 years old. Brett Favre, after yesterday's game, said, you know what, the rest of the NFL that is still on his schedule, you better look out because this guy has a chip on his shoulder and he's not happy. And with that being said, 39 years old, he looks amazing. I love it. This team is very good defensively. What's the first half, Pistol?
The first half, well, it's not out yet. We
Okay.
can give you but it's probably going to be 4.5 or maybe 5, depending on where the line goes, because the full game line is 7 or 7.5.
Yeah, I want to take 7 on the game, and I want to take whatever the half is, no matter what. I'll
All
do
right,
the bookmaker
we'll give
opener.
you the bookmaker opener.
Yeah.
Right now, we'll give you for the Pats 7 minus 120 on
Oh,
the full
no,
game.
give me 7.5 minus 110. Hell with that.
7.5. Are you sure? Well, we can give
Yeah.
you 7.5 plus 106 at the
Give me that. Give me
Pinnacle.
plus 106. This is a 10-point win
Okay.
or more.
All right.
This team's for real. They're not messing around.
Pinnacle line 70. You might be right there. You might not need if that
Yeah.
half point
I
matters.
really love that. Yeah. Yep.
All right, that was I was going to ask you about. I guess
I think that threw you for a loop, Pistol Pete.
Yeah, it
It's
did. I was
very
thinking,
rare you're speechless.
Well, I'm looking into it. I mean, I have to look into it more because of the Roethlisberger issue, and
I'll
I guess
pull you in there.
I
There's
guess
a
Landry
third door
Jones
of the
is gonna
truck. You can jump in.
I'm thinking about taking a shot with the over on that one because I think that the
Well, you
Pats are
nailed
gonna
that
put up-
Pats over last
Yeah,
week. You
well,
nailed it.
Yes, absolutely. I nailed
was
everything
beautiful.
last week.
Yes,
Almost
I love
everything.
it. Plus 2 at the Del Rey, but that's another
let's see
story.
what else. Then we have Oakland going into Jacksonville. That's an interesting game. Do you have anything to say about that
Man,
one? I mean,
Oakland. That's got to be a team scratching its head, going, wait a minute. And you know what? I think Del Rio might not be in trouble, but that seat's starting to warm up, tibio, as they say in Spanish, because you know why? The defense is what's hurting that team more. Now it's getting into the offense. The offense is on the field too much. The defense, literally, the defense is on the field too much. They're getting wore out, and that's his specialty. That defense has big holes, and now I think it's mental. I don't know. I'm staying off of them.
yeah, and then another one. There's another London game, of course, the Giants and the Rams. What to make of the Rams? Rams we think
London
of as a team
again?
that, the Rams we think of as a team that can't put up any points. That they go that they play a run-heavy offense, but they've been having some super high-scoring games.
Sure.
Some
Case
mega,
Keenum. Case
yeah.
Keenum.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we think about a shot with an over here. And what's your take on the Giants? The Sharps supposedly were on the Giants last week, and they did squeak away with
they did.
a cover against Baltimore, and now they're going into this crazy London game.
Yep.
Giants minus 2.5. What do you think?
If anything, if I had to take a pick, you know what? I would go the Rams because I think this Ben McAdoo, this is the same guy that a couple weeks ago looked like he was on Sesame Street, with all due respect. All right, now they got this win. I think they just take a big sigh of relief, and then you got this long travel.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Oh, I got to stay off it, though, Pete.
It's a tricky one.
That
All
is
right,
a
well,
tricky one.
I'm going to look in depth into all these games in the upcoming days, and
What do
hopefully
you think of my
have
pick
some
for
more
tonight
picks.
with the Cardinals? Am I crazy? Have I lost my mind?
No. I think it's probably. I think if you have a reason to like a
banking on
play on a Bruce Arians
That's what it
coach
is.
team, then that's probably something that
Best
I'm more likely
practice
than
they
not
have
to
had,
endorse. Yeah.
and after that closed-door players-only meeting, it was a come-to-Jesus meeting, Pete. I
All
love
right.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to crunch all this in the upcoming week, and then we'll add picks as the days go on. So far, what did we add? I had 2 plays, Tampa Bay, and then I added San Diego. And what else do you have, Mike Brenner?
I've got Cards on the half minus 4.5. I got Vikings on the game minus 2. I got Pats for the first half bookmaker opener and the game minus 7.5. That's it.
And that's it. All right. Good luck this week, Mike Brenner.
I'm going to turn it around, Pistol Pete. Trust me,
that?
next week you're going to be coming in
I
here with a
believe
whole
it.
different
I
tone,
believe
baby.
it. Hopefully. Your
You
words
know
to
better.
God's
Hell,
ears.
you know better.
Sounds good, Mike Brenner.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.